Welcome to a very special Stingrays TV. Joseph Zakrzewski joined alongside Stingrays forward Pierre-Luc O'Brien. Pierre, the summer has slowly but surely made its way along, and now the season is not that far away. A little bit of a longer season than what some Stingrays fans are used to, but it's an opportunity for guys like you to go home, visit some family, see some friends, and possibly just kind of relax a little bit, let the muscles rebuild, and ultimately just take it easy on yourself. How was your summer?
Summer was good. Too long for my own taste. We got, what was it, 4.5, 5 months off. That's too long for a hockey player. Yes, we have to rebuild the muscles, take care of the boo-boos and the bumps and bruises, but when we lost against Wheeling, it left a pretty sour taste in my mouth, and I'm sure to Scherzy's mouth, and it's too long to sit on that, so I'm getting really excited to get back on the ice.
Did you have opportunities to go back home, back up in Canada?
Yeah, I went back home for 2.5 weeks. Saw family, friends, and it's always great to spend some time in beautiful La Belle Province.
And that's another thing I was bringing out is I've heard Quebec is an absolutely phenomenal place to visit, not only for the scenery, but sometimes just the simple things to do there. Did you do anything, or was it just simply go home, relax, recover, and just ultimately just enjoy your time off?
When I go home now, it's more about family, and I've been away from family and friends for a while now. It's close to 10 years. So when you go home, I don't have kids or anything. I don't need to go on vacation, but it's pretty much the same thing every time we go. We hang out with the family, friends, and then just find a cabin somewhere and bring all your friends and go and party for a little bit and just relax. And it's good to let things out. So
I also know that you're a pretty avid golfer. You at least like to go out there and hit a few balls around. Did you get to take some time to golf this summer, especially here in South Carolina?
Oh yeah, here in South Carolina, back at home, I try to golf. I love golf, but it's addicting, to be honest. But I am not really that good, and I keep practicing. It's something I do. I like to be good at what I do, but let me tell you, it's tough when you get beat by Haverlack and Kaiser, and they're on you for a while after. But whatever, it's a good game. I like it. It's good to get away from things.
I've only played once in my life, but I heard it's a sport to where if you take it really seriously, it can frustrate you and add some years to that look. So
yeah, exactly.
So you got to kind of have fun with it. So it seems like that's a sport that you could probably take light.
So yeah.
Well, you're a competitive guy, so
yeah, a little bit too much sometimes, but whatever. It should be a fun game, but sometimes I get a little too frustrated, a little too into it, but that's okay.
It's been a busy summer so far for the Stingrays, and not too long ago we recently announced that former head coach Cale McLean, a former teammate of yours, also was moving on to the American Hockey League, and following right behind him was an assistant coach in Spencer Carberry, who was a teammate of yours, and then you went back and played overseas in Germany, and then you came back, he was your assistant coach, and then a head coach, so I know it had to be a pretty interesting transition.
Yes, to have Carberry as an assistant coach when I got back was, wow, what's going on here? And but I kind of knew he would find his niche. He's a really smart guy, and he did a great job last year, as did Cale, and I have to say I'm really happy for Cale. He deserves it. He's a great human being, great coach, so we're really happy to see him move on. But I think Spencer is going to do a great job too as well. I've always thought, even last year, he did such a good job, and he was really close with the guys, and he knows when to have fun, he knows when to work, and he's fit to be a coach. And I think he's going to do a really good job. I am super pumped, and I think Scherzy is as pumped as me, and it's just time to get it done now.
Cale was always known to have that calm presence in the locker room and on the bench, and kind of kept things to himself, though, however frustrating or exciting things may be. And Spencer, when he played back in a couple seasons ago, he was a guy that, kind of took charge and liked to play with an energetic style, dropped the gloves every so often. So what do you think he's going to bring behind the bench?
Well, it's going to be a little more, he's going to bring a little bit more intensity. He might be a little more vocal, which I don't mind at all. And he'll, it's going to be a learning curve for him to be behind the bench, to be in charge, but I'm sure he's going to do well.
Now, you mentioned Matt Shear a couple of times, and of course you and him rejoining the Stingray squad for the upcoming year with head coach Spencer Carberry, and one of the things we were kind of laughing about off the camera was that you guys are both entering your 5th professional season, and it's a team that's a very young squad. Just taking a look at the defensemen that we've signed and some of the forwards that we've signed, guys coming right out of college or right out of junior hockey. So for you guys, you had a fantastic year last year. For you, you were touching 50 points last year, and for Matt Shear, he had a career high in goals. So the veterans are getting it done in the ECHL, and especially here with the Stingrays.
Well, at a pro level, it's always different. To me, it was a really big adaptation from college to here to learn the pro game. It's so different, and you know, it's just to know what you do and what your role is. And personally, I'm 50 points last year. Not even. I was pretty disappointed with what I put up as far as numbers. I'm sure Jersey. He had what, 13, 15 goals? 16 goals?
17.
17 goals, okay, good. But yeah, I mean, the 5th year, it's crazy. It just flies by, and yeah, teams are getting younger, and my hair is getting grayer by the minute. But I think, when you have experience in this league, it's something good. You especially need to stay in shape, that's a fact, with the young kids coming and kicking your butt. All those young kids are bigger and stronger and faster, but if you're in shape and you have that wisdom, or you know your way around, you'll be fine. So that's what I try to do.
And that's something that Shear mentioned earlier when we met up with him this summer. Is just that experience plays a big role, especially into the transition into the pro game. And perfect example right there is just if you know where to be and you know what to do, things are going to come your way. You mentioned also another transition was, 2 years ago, you went over and played in Europe, over in Germany, and then you had to come back here, different sheets of ice, different styles of play, and I know that was a pretty big adjustment for you to get back to the way things were a couple seasons ago when you won the Cup.
Oh, it was huge. When I got back, training camp wasn't that bad. I actually got through training camp, and I was like, wow, this is not such a big transition. I'll be fine, because, yeah, the ranked sheet of ice, they're bigger in Europe, and, you have more space. Less hitting, less dirty play, and when I got back, I knew it was going to be, an adaptation. But the first game we actually played, first exhibition game we played in Greenville, I remember the Bruyette. I tried to go wide on Bruyette, and he just slashed me 3-4 times in 2 seconds on the arm, and I couldn't feel my arm, and things came so quick, and guys hit so hard. I was like, wow, this is different. But so yeah, last year was a transition from Europe to here, just like I did from here to Europe. But I think this year is going to be a little better. Played here last year, so it'll be a good year. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Not to mention that your summer is a little bit longer and you've been able to skate and enjoy and ultimately recover than that time you went over to Europe, because you mentioned you only had about a month window, so things are a little bit easier this time around as far as the off-season is concerned.
Yeah, been skating with Barzy skate on Mondays. Been getting stopped by Joey Z. He's just been flashing the glove on me all summer, but it's all right. It's been a good time. Been skating, been getting my body ready, and like I said, taking care of all the bumps and bruises. And a long layoff is not all that bad. It's tough mentally sometimes, because 9 to 5 is pretty brutal. You need to wake up in the morning, and when you don't enjoy that much, what you have to do it's not great. So I'm pretty fortunate to be playing hockey at 29 years old.
And that was going to be another point, was there were some rumors floating around at the very beginning of summer that you may not be coming back, and I saw that on a couple of blog posts, and no one was for sure what you wanted to do, and you mentioned that you are getting up there in age, and what ultimately made you want to come back?
Well, like I said before too, at the end of the season, it was pretty sour taste in my mouth. That played a factor. You never want to take a decision too quick, too fast after the season's over. No, you don't want to take an emotional decision, because if you're done too early and you still want to play, it's going to eat you up inside. So I waited, and I waited my options, and I talked with the wife and with Sabrina, and yeah, we decided that it's probably going to be better for me to come back, and I still have 2 classes left to my master's. I'm finishing my degree at the same time as I'm playing, so I have 2 classes. We'll get that done at the same time, which I did the same thing last year, and then we'll be probably ready to move on. Maybe this year, maybe next year. You never know.
What are you getting your degree in?
I'm getting my degree in my MBA, my master's degree in management. and I got my bachelor's degree in administration. So it's, you know, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's fun. So.
Looking forward, is it something that you want to apply to maybe owning a business or at least running a business later on down the line?
Yeah, it would be good if I had the money to put in. So we don't really get rich playing in this league, but it's okay. I'll figure it out. Yeah, it'd be nice to own my own gig one day. It'd be really nice. But if not, we'll find something. Some will come up. So.
Through your conversations with Matt Shear and with Spencer Carberry and looking forward to this upcoming season, training camp's not that far away. In fact, the Washington Capitals are already getting ready for their rookie camp, so you know hockey season is here, especially just after Labor Day. You get that feel in your stomach as how the season's going to go or what direction the team's going to take. How do you feel things are going to pan out here in the 11-12 year?
Well, I feel really, really good. I mean, pretty much each year, though, to come here in South Carolina with the Stingrays, the coaching staff and organization is so good that usually they do a great job at putting a good team, a competitive team together. The challenge of this league, we all know, it's the guys coming up and down and getting injured, so there's a lot of movement. You never have the same roster for 2, 3, 4 nights in a row, so this is the huge challenge of this league. But you know, it's tough to say. I have a good gut feeling if we can keep the same core of good players together. You know, we always wish the best to everybody to move up in the AHL. But if you can keep the same core of good guys and the good mix, the right mix of veteran and leaders and young guys, which I think Spencer did a great job this summer after having a few chats with him. So I think it's going to be good. But until December, January, it's tough to say like how we're going to look in the playoffs. It's pretty tough.
Knowing that you are one of the older players on the roster and also veteran and very seasoned, do you feel a little bit more pressure to stand up and be a leader in that locker room?
Absolutely. I mean, it just comes with it. You know, it's going to be my 5th year pro, 4th year with the organization. So it's something, you know, I've always had it in me a little bit, though. You know, I'm not that vocal. I lead by example also. I'm not like a Matt Shearer that always talks. But yeah, it's, you know, it's something that I need to do, and you know, I know the young guys will look up to us, and you need to show the right path, the right way to do things, and you know, the organization is just so big on that, and Kill was huge on that. Professionalism is big, so I hope we do a good job. I think we do, and I hope we do even a better job this year.